My daughter shut me out of Thanksgiving. Weeks later, the police showed up at her door. My name is Charles Bennett. I'm 69, and for 6 years, I never missed a single Thanksgiving at my daughter's table. This year, she made sure I wasn't there at all. Dad, we already ate. Melissa said on the phone that morning, casual as anything, like she was telling me she'd run out of milk. It got moved up. Sorry, I meant to call you. I stood in my kitchen holding a warm pumpkin pie, still in my good shirt, the one I wear every year for this. Melissa, it's not even noon. We started early this year, she said. It just kind of happened. I told her it was fine. I hung up. I sat at my own kitchen table with a pie nobody was going to eat, and something in my gut told me this wasn't about brunch plans at all. I was right. It took 5 days for the first piece to fall into place, and about 3 more weeks before I understood exactly how far my own daughter had been willing to go. The bank called first. A large payment on a home equity line of credit I'd never applied for. $40,000, borrowed against my own house, using my name and my social security number. 2 payments had already gone out to an account I didn't recognize. I thought back to a few months earlier, when Melissa had asked to borrow some of my paperwork to help me get organized. My social security card, an old bank statement, my driver's license. I'd handed it over without a second thought. She was my daughter. I called my old friend Ray, who used to work in banking, and told him everything. He helped me pull my credit report the next day. Right there in black and white was a loan application with my name on it, and a phone number that wasn't mine. Ray called it, just to see who'd pick up. Melissa's husband, Ryan. I sat with that for a long time. My own daughter and her husband had used my identity to take out a loan against my house, and they'd moved Thanksgiving up that exact week, right when the bank needed to make a final call to confirm everything. I called a lawyer Ray trusted, a woman named Patricia. She looked at everything and told me straight. This was identity theft, but we needed proof, not just a strong feeling. For the next 2 weeks, I acted like I didn't know anything at all. I sat through a phone call with Melissa, listening to her talk about how busy life had been, while a stack of fraud paperwork sat locked in my truck. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Then Patricia's investigator found the piece that changed everything. A voicemail, left by accident on an old shared family voicemail box Melissa forgot I still had access to. The bank wants to call him directly next week, Ryan's voice said. Make sure he's not around, or make sure he thinks it's about something else. Once the money's in, it doesn't matter what he finds out. And then Melissa's voice, right behind his, agreeing with every word. I played that recording once, sitting alone in my kitchen, and something in me went cold in a way it never had before. Then I called Patricia and told her I was done waiting. Patricia filed the fraud report that same afternoon. She got the loan account frozen, and she walked me down to the police station to file a formal identity theft report myself, with the voicemail and the credit report as evidence in hand. 3 weeks after that phone call about Thanksgiving, I got a call from Patricia telling me the district attorney's office had enough to move forward. She asked if I wanted to be there when it happened. I said no. I didn't need to see it. I just needed to know it was happening. A neighbor of Melissa's, someone from church who still checked in on me from time to time, called me later that same afternoon, her voice half shocked, half uncertain if she should even be telling me. Charles, I don't know if you knew, but there were police cars outside Melissa's house today, right on her front step. I saw them put her husband in the back of one of them. I sat down slowly at my kitchen table when I heard that, the same table where I'd sat with an uneaten pie weeks earlier, and I didn't feel the satisfaction I thought I might feel. Mostly, I just felt tired and sad, in a way that surprised me. Ryan was arrested first, charged with identity theft and bank fraud. Melissa was charged 2 days later, once the DA's office finished reviewing the voicemail and the loan paperwork showing she'd known exactly what was happening the whole time. The bank reversed the loan in full once their own investigation confirmed everything Patricia and I had already found. Ryan pled guilty. He got probation and a large restitution order. Melissa's case took longer. In the end, she took a plea deal too, a lighter sentence than Ryan's, since the court found Ryan had been the one who set the loan in motion. But she still had to do 60 days and pay restitution of her own, and she lost her real estate license over it. Since the case became public enough that her employer let her go before the plea deal was even finalized. I put a freeze on my credit myself the same week all of this started, so nothing like it can happen to me again without my knowing. I still bake a pie every Thanksgiving. This year, I made a small one, just enough for me, and I ate it slowly, at my own table, in my own house, which is still mine because I fought to keep it that way. Melissa reached out about a month after her sentencing, a short letter, and this time I did write back. Not to forgive everything right away, but to tell her the truth plainly, the way I should have from the very beginning of all this. I told her the money was never really the point. The point was that she'd looked me in the eye at Thanksgiving weeks before any of this came out, and lied to my face without blinking. And that was the part one needed her to understand before anything else could even begin to heal. She wrote back 3 weeks later, and for the first time since this whole thing started, it didn't read like an excuse. It read like someone finally taking a hard look at what she'd done. It's been almost a year now. My grandkids still come by most weekends, dropped off by Melissa herself sometimes, standing on my porch a little too long before she leaves, like she's working up to saying more than she does. We're not where we used to be. I don't think we ever will be exactly that again. But last month, for the first time since all of this happened, she asked if she could come to Thanksgiving this year, not as if it were owed to her, but as if she genuinely wanted to earn her way back to that table. I told her yes. People ask me sometimes if I feel like justice was served, watching police cars show up at my own daughter's house because of something I set in motion. Here's what I've learned since then. Justice isn't the moment the handcuffs go on. That part just stops the bleeding. Justice is what you build after, brick by brick, on your own terms, in your own house, at your own table. I have my home. I have my name back. And this year, for the first time and longer than I want to admit, I'll have my daughter across the table too, earning her way back one honest conversation at a time. That, to me, is the only kind of ending worth having. If this story got to you, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.